where people drop in. So for tonight's class, we're gonna flow and restore. So we're gonna do some restorative yoga at the end. So for that reason, take your time to gather as many props as you can find at home. Some blocks, some blankets, and as many as couch pillows that you can find. I have 3 here. And if you're like me, have a stuffed shark at home, that can be a great substitute for bolster. But it's totally understandable if you don't have one at home. Once you gathered everything, come into child pose, Malasana. Push your heels to your hips towards the heels. And extend the arms out. And just rest the forehead onto the ground. You can also slide a pillow underneath this head to give it a little bit of support. Normally in those the hips toward the heels, so the both sides of the waist are getting elongated. Simply let the chest resting between the thigh bones. If your nose is too close to the ground and that leaves no space for you to breathe, make sure you put your forehead on something to elevate it a little bit. And with your gaze down to the ground, you can let it naturally start close. With each long inhale, feel both sides of the waist to grow. And exhale your hips toward the heels, palms into the ground. A couple more rounds like that. You can adjust in any point that you like to, especially if your legs are falling asleep. If it's getting too intense for the top of the feet. And after next inhale, start walking the hands both to the left side. Continue to press your right sit bone toward the right heel. So we are accentuating elongation of the right side body at this moment. You can hook the right hand on top of the left hand. You can also walk the left hand to be by the side of the left hip. Either way will invite some length into the right side body. Inhale, breathe into the ribs. And exhale, reach the right hand long. A long inhale like that. And exhale, start slowly turn your chest toward the front Option to stay here. Option to straighten your left arm, extend your right arm by the right ear. Side bend to the left. Even though you're pressing into the left hand, make sure your left ear, left shoulder is not being spiked towards the left ear. So release away from the left ear. We continue to elongate the right side body. Inhale through the right fingertips. Next, so start slowly lower the right hand to the right side. You can bring your spine back to neutral. You can tend your left fingertips. Option to flex the right wrist to add a little bit neck stretch. Option to stay here. Option to bring the left hand gently rest the arm to the right side of the head to make a little bit more sensation on the right side of the neck. And come back to center. Rest your left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind the sacrum. Point your right elbows toward the back. Deep inhale, reach through the crown of the head toward the sky. Next, roll through the spine and turn your gaze toward the right shoulder all the way to the back of the space. Keep chest open. And then slowly come back to center. You can extend one leg or both legs long to release some tension from the top of the feet. And we'll do the other side. Push the hips toward the heels. Extend the arms forward. I'll switch directions so you can see me better. Deep inhale, feel that opposite energy go through the hands and the hips to the heels. And exhale, walk both hands to the right side. Option to stay here, option to stack your left hand on top of the right to intensify the elongation of the left side body. You can also walk the right hand to be by the side of the right hip. Everything is being squeezed into one small space. But make sure there's still space for you to breathe. Inhale on the left hand. Next, start slowly turn your chest to the front. One long inhale here. And exhale, extend the right arm, extend the left arm by the left ear, side bend to the right side. And start slowly lower your left arm, using the guidance to bring yourself back to center. Tend your right fingertips, flex your left hand, and release your right ear to the right shoulder. Option to stay here, option to gently place the right hand onto the left side of the head. Feel both sides body still growing, even though we are not in the intense side bend anymore. But with a reach of the spine toward the sky, There's still elongation going there. There's still space being made between each vertebra. Bring the head back to center and release your right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind your sacrum. Inhale, reach the crown up. And exhale, roll ribs toward the back. Gaze through the left shoulder all the way to the back of the space. Next, so slowly come back to center. You can go through the same thing again. Extend one leg and another. Release the tension from the top of the feet. And once you're ready, come into a table pose. Use this time to spread a blanket across the mat, especially if you have sensitive knees, and rest your knees onto the mat. Inhale, lower the belly, push the tailbones up. And exhale, round the back, cat pose. Inhale, come back into cow. Option to flip the palms, point the fingertips toward the knees. Let your body flow with the rhythm, with space. And next time you find neutral in your table, tuck your back toes and push your tailbones up. Come into our first, bend through one leg and another. And also rock forward into a high plank, then come back into a downward facing dog. Whatever that makes some flexibility behind the legs for you. If down dog does not work for you, you can always come down into a child pose or table. Just choose a shape that allows you to be happy with your practice. Instead of clenching your jaws, your teeth, clenching your face, tightening everything else. If you're in child pose, come up into downward facing dog. Extend your left leg long, bend your left knee, open the left hip, stack the left hip over the right. Press firmly into the left hand so your chest still facing toward the ground. Add some big circles with the left knee. Let's switch direction. And step the left foot in between the hands, lower down your right knee. Climb both hands on top of the left thigh. You can also raise up the arms by the ears into a classic low lunge. Sink your pelvis toward the ground. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Just keep some space over there between the ears and the shoulders. Now stay where you are, and now switch directions so you can see me better. We're gonna a classic low lunge. Bring your right hip slightly over the right knee. Bring the left hand inside of the left foot, extend the right arm out. Create that resistance between the left arm and the left thigh bone. Even though you're hugging your left thigh bone in, you're actually using the resistance to create space in the left hip socket. Shin bone out, all the way up into a supported warrior two. Bend into the left leg, extend both arms out. Gaze on the left fingertips, and imagine your right fingertips are just at the same level as the left, even though you're not looking at it. Keep pressing the left knee open. Extend the left foot long. Bend your right elbow. Grab the right elbow with the left hand. Inhale, reach the right elbow up. Exhale, side bend to the left side with a half bind. Reach left to right elbow toward the left foot. And come all the way up, extend the arms out again. Release the right hand by the right side and left hand up. Option to stay in the supported side plank. Option to extend the left arm by the left ear. Option to lift up the left foot into a supported half moon. Chest open. Option 2, pull the left heel toward the left sit bone and reach back with the left foot, left hand, and grab the left ankle with the left hand. Remember, all those things are optional. If you have the bind, start slowly release it. Step left foot back. Cartwheel both hands to the left foot. And spin your right shin back to the center. And walk the left foot slightly out. Use your left hand to press your left knee open and turn your chest up. So this whole side, we've been making space in our left hip socket while continue to make space in our chest. Bring the left hand down and step right foot outside of right hand and come into Malasana yoga squat. If you need, you can slide a block underneath your sit bones. Otherwise, press the elbows into the thigh bones. Gaze on one spot or close the eyes if that's accessible for you. And now extend the left arm out, right arm out. And release the left ear toward the left shoulder. Option to flip your right hand and bring the right hand onto the sacrum. Perhaps snake it into your left hip crease for half bind. Deep inhale, press both knees open. Next, you'll come back to center. Extend the right arm out. Arm up. Release the right ear to the right shoulder. Option to flip your left palm and bring the left hand onto your back or snake it into the right hip crease. Continue to press the left knee open. And next, bring the palms together, tailbones up. Inhale, hands on the shin, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up at the front of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step left and right into a high plank. We'll move through vinyasa slightly differently today. Release the knees down and sit your hips back to the heels. Hands behind you and puff the chest up. Option to lift the pelvis all the way from the heels. Release the hips down. Hands to the front. And push the tailbones up. We'll all meet in Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Once you arrive downward facing dog, extend the right leg long. Open the right hip, stack the right hip over the left. Press firmly into the right hand. Your chest toward the ground. Option 2, start circling through the right knee. Then step the right foot in between the hands. Release the left knee down. Climb both hands on top of the right thigh. Sink the pelvis by the ears for a classic low lunge. Inhale, reaching through both fingertips. Exhale, release your right hand inside of the right foot. Spin your left shin out. Extend the left arm up. So right thigh bone into left arm bone, and vice versa. Long inhale. Push all the way into the right palm. And exhale, support yourself, come up. You can adjust your left hip to be right above your left knee into a supported warrior 2. Gaze through the right fingertips. Press the right knee open. Extend the right leg long. Bend through the left elbow. Grab the left elbow with the right hand. The left hand is in between your shoulder blades behind you. Inhale, reach to the left elbow. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, reach the left elbow toward the front. Exhale, all the way, come back. Re-extend the arms and release the left hand onto the ground. Extend the right arm by the right ear. Supported side plank. Option to fold up your right foot. Option to pull the right heel toward the right sit bone. You can reach back with the right hand. Grab the right ankle with the right hand. And the whole purpose of life is continue to open the chest. Release the bind if you have it. And step the right foot back. And carry your hands all the way to the front. Spin your left shin back to the center. Walk your right foot slightly out. And gently use your right hand to press your right knee open. Roll your chest up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, roll your ribs up. Release your right hand, step the left foot outside of the left hand. Sit into Malasana. Bring the palms together. Extend the left arm out, right arm up. Release your left ear toward the left shoulder. Option to bring the right hand behind you for a half bind. Option to wrap the left arm around the left knee for a full bind. Walk the hands towards each other. They may or may not touch. One cycle, long breath here. Then come back to center, we'll do the other side. Extend the right arm out. Left arm up. And create a half bind or full bind. Your choice. And bring the hands into the center. Hands down. Tailbones up. Shimmy your feet to be parallel with each other. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bring the hands behind the head. With the left pinky outside. Hugging the elbows toward each other. And start slowly right up. On the chest. Bring the shoulder blades together. Exhale around the back, hugging the elbows, bring the elbows toward the navel. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, hug the elbows towards each other and towards the navel. One more time like that. Then come back to center, release the hands by the side for Tadasana. Use this intentional Tadasana as an opportunity to set an intention for your practice. Perhaps extend that attention that of the mat to the holiday season, to the marriage season. You can stay in this Tadasana, and if you're ready to flow again, we'll flow through some moon salute today together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs, step the left foot back, release the left knee down. Both arms up, low lunge. Exhale, hands down, step the right foot back into a high plank. Release the knees down, sit the heels back. Hands behind you, pop the chest up. And hands to the front. Push into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Step the left foot to the left hand. Release the right knee down. Arms up. And step the right foot to meet with the left. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs, rise up. That is one round on the left side. We'll do the other side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Step the right foot back. Release the right knee down. Both arms up. Hands down, step the left foot back into a high plank. You can totally move through a traditional vinyasa by coming into a baby cobra or upward facing dog. But I'm gonna stay in a back bend on my shin today. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the right hand, release the left knee down. Both arms up. Hands down. Step left foot to meet with the right. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. Hand to heart center. We'll flow one more round on each side together before I send you to free flow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold the legs, step the left foot back, release left knee down. Low lunge. Hands down, step the right foot back into a high plank. Choose your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Step left foot forward. Release right knee down. Arms up. Step the right foot to meet with the left. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold the legs. Rise all the way up. Hand to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold the legs. Step the right foot back. Release the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, step to high plank. So in this transition, like camel pose, I do suggest table pose for a moment before you push into downward facing dog. So you're not shocking your spine from a deep back bend into a relatively forward bending. Step the right foot to the right hand, release left knee down, both arms up. Hands down, step the left foot to meet with the right. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs, rise all the way up. Hand to hands, heart center, Tadasana. Move through 2 more rounds on your own so you can cultivate ownership of your practice. It does not have to be moon salute if you want to go back to a traditional Sun A or Sun B. You can also modify your vinyasa in this moon salute. Take your time to finish your round. If you feel like you finish your round early, you can stay in the intentional Tadasana. And just make some space for your practice. We'll all move through half round of one side. Meet at the back in downward facing dog. Or child pose if that's where you'd like to be. It's a great season to be, but with all the happy songs going on, all the lights going on, everybody seems so jolly. But do keep in mind that you can have your space if you need to. Like, you don't have to be jolly through the season, right? Like, some people are still in grief, especially around here. Or you're not that attached to this holiday, but for all the things going on, you might feel pressure that have to be jolly through the season, knowing that there's always option to make some space for yourself or others around you. Whenever you're ready to flow again, come into downward facing dog and step your left leg up. Stack the left hip over the right. You can do the knee circle again. Option to step the left foot to the right side. Extend the left arm toward the front. Wild thing. Make sure the right wrist is underneath your right shoulder for stability. And start slowly come out. And step the left foot in between the hands. Spin down your right heel. Left hand inside of the left foot. Raise up your right arm into a side angle. Hugging the left knee into the left arm bone. Left arm bone into the left knee. Use that resistance to create space in the left hip socket. And push into the left hand. You can create a half bind. Bring the right hand into your left hip crease. Re-extend the right arm again. Push into the left hand, right all the way up into warrior two. Bend into the left leg and press strongly into the pinky edge of the right foot. Gaze over the left fingertips. Bend the left elbow. Bring the left hand between the shoulder blades. Grab the left elbow with the right hand. Side bend toward the right side. Continue opening the left knee to the left side. Inhale, reaching the left elbow toward the back side. Exhale, straighten the left leg right all the way up. Arms really extended. You can bring the right foot slightly in. Extend the left arm forward. You're going to be here for a moment. Reach your left hand to the front until you cannot reach forward anymore. Then start slowly, slowly, slowly. Lower your left hand onto the left shin, left ankle, or on the ground or on a block, depending on arm length. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Extend the right arm up. Spread the collarbones. We're still opening the left leg at this point, and we'll prepare that for half moon. Bend into the left leg. Extend the left hand with or without a block in the left hand to really far away from you. Then land into the left foot, up your right leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Turn your chest to the right side. Imagine you are stomping the right heel onto the wall in the back. And lightly Step the right foot back. Open the arms. Warrior two. Straighten both legs. Bend into the right knee. Straighten the left. And switch side to side, Skandasana. Bend into the left, straighten the right. And next time, pair the feet, fold over the legs, fold. Catch a block, bring underneath your forehead and rest your forehead onto the block. Enjoy this upside down moment. If this is causing joy, causing anxiety rather than joy for you, perhaps rise all the way up, just in the wide leg standing, which is really common when our heart is below our hips, oftentimes cause anxiety. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next up, bend into the right leg. Walk yourself to the back of the mat, both hands inside of the right leg. And kick the right leg up. Release the right foot down into downward facing dog. And this time you're facing the back of the mat. Inhale, lift up your right leg. Open the right hip. Stack the right hip over the left. Option to do the knee circle again. Option to step the right foot to the left side, the dog, and the right arm to the front. Press the pelvis toward the sky. Carefully flip yourself back. Step the right foot in between the hands. Spin down your heel, left heel. Right hand inside of the right foot, left arm up. Option to flip your left palm, create a half bind. Retrieve that kind of resistance between the right arm bone and your right thigh bone. And use it to help to make space in the right hip socket. We extend the left arm, rise all the way up into warrior two. Gaze of the right fingertips. Imagine your left arm floating just as high. Bend into the right leg and press firmly into the pinky edge of the left foot. Bend your right elbow. Grab the right elbow with the left hand. Inhale, reaching up to the right elbow. Exhale, side bend to the left side. Inhale, reach into the left side to the right elbow. Exhale, come all the way up, straighten the right leg. Release arms. And shimmy the left foot slightly in. Then release your right hand to the front. All the way to the point that you cannot anymore. One cycle of long breath there. Exhale, start slowly with the pace of the exhale rather than rushing your right hand down. Bring the right hand onto the right shin, right ankle, or onto the block or on the ground. Keep the left arm floating, hugging the right outer hip in. Turn your chest up. Notice if you're still breathing as natural as possible instead of holding it. And notice if there's any tension rising inside of you. Are you clenching your jaws? Are your face doing this work for you? And bend to the right knee. Bring the right hand with or without a block all the way to the right side and land into half moon. Imagine your left foot is stomping on the wall to the front of the mat. Strengthening the left side of the leg. Keep it floating. And slowly release the left foot down. Rise back up into a warrior two. And bend into a left leg, straighten the right. This time your hands can be on the ground. You can also bring the hands into prayer. Skandasana. The next time when you're resting into the front, both hands inside of the left foot. Extend the left leg long, down dog split. Release the left foot down. You can rest in the downward facing dog. You can also release the knees down to rest in a child pose before we start next flow. I remember years ago when my teacher was saying resting in downward facing dog, I was just surprised. I was like, who would rest in downward facing dog? But every reference, some pose is actually quite a lot of work, especially if you have tight hamstrings, tight hips, tight ankles. Once you're ready, come back into downward facing dog. We'll flow one side, each side one more time with a little bit add on. Extend the left leg up, open the left hip. You can flip the dog. Since it's the second time being here, no surprise, but you can also skip here as the first time. And carefully flip yourself back, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin down your right heel, left hand inside of left foot, send the right arm up. Half bind with the right hand. Option to thread the left arm underneath the left leg. The hands towards each other, the main full bind. If you got the full bind, keep rotating your ribs, your chest up toward the sky and pressing into the right foot. Release the bind if you have it and press yourself all the way up into a warrior two. Bend your left elbow. Option to grab the left elbow with your right hand. Option to flip your right palm. Your right elbow. Bring the right hand onto the back. Then walk the right hand toward the left. And create a connection there, if that's accessible, into cow face arms. Inhale, reaching up to the left elbow. Exhale, side bend to the right side. Keep bend into the left knee and press into the right foot. Inhale, reach into the left elbow. And exhale all the way up. Release the bind if you have it. And open the arms, straighten the left leg. Shimmy your right foot slightly in. Reach your left hand forward. One cycle of long breath here. Exhale, left hand down onto the shin or onto the ground into Trikonasana. Option to extend the right arm by the right ear. Here. Option to release the left hand down, then walk your left hand to far left, lunge into a half moon pose. In half moon pose, this is as well, arms by the ears. Keep your chest open. Then come all the way back into warrior two. Toes in, heels in, toes out. Bend both legs, come into this goddess pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Cactus arms. Arms up. Straighten both legs. Shoulder blade. One more time like that. Bend into the right knee. Bring both hands in between the right leg. Step the right foot back up into down dog split. Release the right foot down. Give yourself a moment to catch the breath. Whenever you're ready, step the right foot up, open the right hip, and flip the dog if you like to. Flip yourself back carefully. Step the right foot in between the hands. Spin down your left heel. Right hand inside of right foot. Extend the left arm up. Create a half bind with the left hand. Option to thread the right arm underneath the right thigh bone. Walk the hands towards each other. And rotate your shoulders up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Press into the left foot. Release the bind if you have it. Press into the right hand and support yourself all the way up and into a warrior two. And bend your right elbow. Hold right elbow with the left hand. And also flip your left palm to face to the back. Then walk your left hand onto the back toward the right hand. They may or may not touch. Extend the right arm, right elbow up toward the sky. And exhale, side bend to the left. Straighten the right leg. Come all the way up. Stand the arms out. Shimmy your left foot in. Reach your right hand forward. And release and one arm and arm to. Option to extend the left arm by the left ear. Option to extend the right arm by the right ear for extended Trikonasana. Option to release your right hand down, bend into right elbow, right knee, and launch into a half moon. You can also launch into extend your half moon to rescue from here. Slowly come back into warrior two. Heels in, toes out. Hand on top of thighs. Release away from the ears. Inhale. Next, dip the right shoulder to the left side. Drag the shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop the left shoulder to the right side. I'm gonna do it twice on each side. And next time, when you bend into the left leg, back to the front of the mat, step back into down dog split. You're standing on the right leg, release the left knee down, release the right knee down, come back into a child pose. Give yourself however long you need. We're gonna start slowing down and come into restorative part. Once you're ready, bring the blanket, fold it to a certain height. Bring the blanket behind your feet. Come into a table pose first. Bring your knees together first. Then cross your right knee in front of left and open your feet towards the opposite direction. This is already intense outer hip stretch, so you can stay here. You can also press the hips towards the ground, which is going to intensify it even more. And if you like to, you can sit your hips all the way down onto the blanket into a cow face seating. Pressing both sit bones into the ground. Stack the knees on top of each other. There's all kinds of options here. You can stay here. You can walk your hands to the front for fold. You can also hold the opposite foot with your hands, then fold over the stacked knees. My last offering is cow face pose. Extend the left elbow, bend out behind the head. Bring the right arm out and flip the right palm. Walk the right hand toward the left. They may or may not touch. Inhale, reach up through the left elbow. And exhale, fold your chest towards the stacked knees. With any of the shape that you chose, leaving no space for your breath, step out a little bit from it. Whatever kind of fold forward you are in, start slowly walk yourself up. Then come back into a table pose. And we go into the other side. Bring the knees together. Cross the left knee in front of the right. Open the feet towards the opposite sides of the mat. You can stay here. You can push your hips to the back. You can sit all the way down onto the blanket or onto the ground. Cow face seating. Stack the left knee over the right. So you can walk your hands to the front in this seated pose. You can also hold the opposite foot and fold over. And if you like to go for classic cow face pose, extend the right arm up, bend your right elbow, extend left arm out. Walk your left hand along the spine toward the right hand. Reaching up through the right elbow. Now exhale, fold your chest toward the stacked knees. Keep pressing both sit bones into the ground. Regardless what kind of full forward you are in, start slowly walk yourself back up. And come back into a table. You can wiggle your tails, just shake it some intention. Once you're ready, come to a comfortable seat, bring the sole of the feet together. And gather all the props to be nearby you so you don't have to reach far for the restorative postures. So for the restorative postures, actually a lot of them we probably have done it today or before, just going to be a more restive way, and we're going to stay in it for a little bit longer. So first, let's come into Baddha Konasana, feet together, hands holding the toes, and bring a block the tallest height. You can also stack one block on top of another. If you have pillows, bring some pillows outside of thighs to catch the weight, make it more supportive. Then rest your forehead onto the block. Just let the shoulder blades gently moving away from each other. Release the shoulders away from the ears. The mic got tensed up again in the cow face, Gomukhasana. Use this as a chance to neutralize them again. We're going to be here for about a minute or so. And just hear the sound of your breath flowing down. And knowing that with all the demonstration I provided, if you need extra support, you can always slide more blankets or pillows underneath one of your limbs or one of your body part. You can even put something on top of the block to make the block a little bit softer. Whenever you're ready, start slowly come out. And this time, bring a pillow, a block to the front of the mat. And bring between the knees, face your knees to one side. And release your right arm above this pillow. And bring other pillow or blanket above the right arm. Then you can just rest your head onto the pillow. If you want a little bit pine twist, the right hand to be the right side of the pillow, and left hand to be the left side. And then rest your right cheek. Onto it. And add more support in between the knees accordingly. And now pause the music here so we can just make our restorative yoga a little bit more, making space for it. Make it more immersive. And just feel the energy that flow with inside of you. And no need to worry about falling asleep. If you feel sleep in one of these postures, is your body calling for rest, then just let it happen. Otherwise, just listen to the sound of the breath. And just like most cycles in our life, there's always ebbs and flows. There's always moving and rest. Use this restive opportunity to nourish your body, nourish your mind. And gently press yourself up, move to the other side. Stack your knees to the other side. Bring the opposite arm in between the stacked pillows. You can rest your left cheek onto the pillows. You can also cactus the arms. Rest your Carefully support yourself up. You can come straight into a Shavasana. My last offering of restorative shape tonight is supportive fish pose. Bring a block the tallest height in the back of the mat, and the other one right by side, medium height. Bring a pillow on top of that. Then find 2 pillows. You can also roll your blanket the long way. And bring your tailbone close to the low part of the block. Bring the feet together. Wrap the blanket around the ankles so you can get some warmth and support. Bring the pillow outside of your knees. You can rest your spine onto the block. If you have an eye pillow, you can put an eye pillow across the eyes as well. If a classic Shavasana is a better place for you at this moment, go for it. So let the elbows continue to sink in. Let the bodies rest. As usual, if you don't have any place to rush to after the practice, please feel free to stay where you are. If you're ready to come out from the classic Shavasana, start wiggling your toes and fingertips and roll onto one side. If you're in a supportive fish pose, carefully roll yourself off the block and navigate yourself into a comfortable seat. Take your time for all those transitions. Once you rise, get the hands in front of the heart. Take one long, steady inhale. Now exhale everything slowly out. Bow the head toward the heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. I wish you a happy holiday. Also make sure that you give your space for any kind of emotions through the holidays. Thank you.